We've got a 60-plus-year-old lady here, and she's forced to live on $1,000 per month from only her Social Security allowance. Let's figure out how she does that, because there are a lot of people in the U.S. that are having a struggle like this at the moment, and you can only imagine, like, what would you be able to do with $1,000 a month? Huh? What would you really be able to do here in the U.S. with the band a month? Anyway, I don't even know how she's affording this house right off the bat, because that's a nice looking house, and she needs to go to another country and sell that thing. Anyway, let's get into it.
I would share with you what I actually live off of, my income, my expenses. Maybe you'll want to put in the comments that it's comparable to how you're living or what you do with your money. We're not trying to get nosy here, but I am going to give you a little up close and personal about my finances and
We can vertical this.
how you can live a serene and simple life on a low income. All right, no further ado, right? Let's get going. So I've got everything written down here on a piece of paper, my fixed expenses. But before we do that, I'm going to give you my fixed expenses first. All right, let's start with a top necessity. Or is it? The phone. My phone costs me $55.66 each month. This is all monthly. Right behind the phone is internet. Internet is $65.26.
Okay, on $1,000 a month, I don't know how she's spending about $55 on her phone. If it's just her, there are phone plans you can get, unless she's using crazy data, right? Unless this woman's just an internet goblin, unless she's tearing up that data. There are phone plans you can get that are like $25 a month. And there's internet that's available through like T-Mobile, where you just plug it in for like $30 a month. I don't know why that's so high.
Then we go into the good old car insurance. I don't know, you need car insurance? I guess it depends upon what state you live in.
Hate car
Are you in a
insurance.
no-fault state? My insurance runs me $116.08 a month. Yikes. And I have got a 2012 SUV. So we're talking a car that's 13 years old. Yes, over the course of a year,
It is such a scam. I cannot stand car insurance. That makes me upset. And the government forces you to enter into a contract with a private company. And then a bunch of ignorant people and people using legal jargon will try to create some justification or reasoning as to why it makes sense or why it's valuable. It is not. It is stupid.
my car insurance is $1,392.90. I do not know why I have to give you the particulars of cents like I did last week, but I do. Then we go into utilities. My average utility bill is $36.63.
Okay, that's great.
Goodness gracious, how can that be so low? Well, I'm a snowbird, or I have been a snowbird. I'm not here in the hot summer months. I'm working. And in the winter months, where it doesn't really get real wintry here, but I'm in Arizona. So over the course of 12 months, $36.63. My water, up to, I think it's 3,000 gallons, it could be a little more, is $10 a month. Water is cheap. City water here.
Dang.
My Apple storage is 99 cents because I don't go above the whatever, I'm always out of iCloud. I don't know. I could regret that someday. That was a video a while back too, about
Man,
something
if
that happened.
you don't care about it, you always run out of space. You could try to get rid of that $1 a month. Stop paying them for nothing.
I lost. That's right. When I ran out of gas and I didn't have enough storage and I lost all my video clips. Oh my gosh.
No.
Yes. And then my home insurance is $66.74. And I just remembered something that I forgot. We'll add that in at the end. My website, my domain, and my email, Linda at Say It Display It. That's like a package. That runs me $30.33 a month, or it's an annual payment of $363.98. I don't know. There's some days when I want to get rid of that, just have people email me because, I don't keep up with my website like I should. And one thing that I forgot was my yearly house tax, real estate, my taxes. And I think that is around pretty inexpensive for a tiny home here. I think that's so far. And if this could change now, because this might be undated back when the mobile home was here, I don't know. But so far I paid like $400 a year for that. So what would that be per month? A little under $40. So with all said and done, we'll just leave that. I'll add that. Okay. I came up with $381.69 and then we'll add another $40 for taxes. So we'll be at $420. How about that? $420 in fixed expenses. And then I ballparked, after doing a lot of crunching numbers, that I spend around $300 a month on food and miscellaneous. And by miscellaneous,
You got about 580 left.
toilet
after
paper,
the first one.
paper towels, napkins, paper goods. I know we could live without paper goods, right? And I ballpark about $150 a month for gas. Now, on some months when I'm here, that's really high because I only go out and run errands, which I did a video a couple times a month. And
I guess you should have the skill by this age, but she's really good at budgeting. Like, having those numbers down like that, knowing exactly how much she's going to spend and staying within it. Kudos to her.
Go to church or go to the park to walk. So maybe 2 tanks of gas. Gas is coming down. Yay.
I wonder if she's about to say that she spends 10% per month on tithes out of that $1,000. Because
when I'm traveling, of course, I'm spending, I don't know, I think it cost me like $700 to go to Arizona and back, one, round trip. So I did $150 for gas. So after all is said and done, I have a little under $200 left that I can save or spend. And this is just living off of Social Security. I told you last week, I think the week before, that I live off of a little over $1,000 a month on Social Security. Now I have other income. I have the Say It Display It. I have the YouTube income. I have I'm an Amazon affiliate.
Yeah, 45K subs. So Amazon affiliate, okay. 45K subs, and she's already making money. It's crazy how quickly some people get monetized.
I make a little, we're talking little, off of my book sales on Amazon. Retro Revival, it's a good book. If you want to know more about what happened in my life with my credit card debt, it's a good story. It's a handbook too, and a travel guide. It's a 3-in-1. All right, another story for another day. That was definitely a bunny trail. But I want to tell you too, in case you're thinking now, I'm going to give you the no's that are not part of my budget because they're non-existent in my life. I have no cable. I haven't had cable for years. I have no landline. I talked to somebody recently. They said, "What's a landline?" You're getting old when people ask you what a landline is. I do not eat out at restaurants. Now, I did a couple times when I was in Arizona.
Doesn't it just surprise y'all sometimes how little people know about stuff? Like, this isn't going to insult you. This is an insult towards you. But do you know what the internet is? Like, do you know how Wi-Fi and the internet works? Like, the internet, the thing that's going through the air, wide area networks, local area. Do you know what that is? Do you actually know what the internet is? The thing you use every single day? The thing that you're using to watch this video? That's not as crazy as, like, not knowing what a landline is, right? Or VHS tape or a disc. But it's just crazy, like... People just don't know stuff.
But overall, I can say I do not spend money eating out at restaurants. I barely ever go to a fast food restaurant anymore. I mean, I really got to be hungry or craving something because none of it is good for you. Sometimes maybe I'll go out early morning and I'll get a breakfast burrito at Taco Bell. Just like a little treat. And when I'm on the road, I do stop on occasion. But boy, I play in my head, don't do it, Linda, don't do it. Not just to save money, but because it's not good for you. So I basically do not eat out. Long story short story long. I have no subscription.
There's something called willpower theory, which is the idea that you have a certain amount of willpower and you use it throughout the day. So you use willpower to not eat the donut, you use willpower to open the door, you use willpower to answer the emails you need to answer, and you run out of willpower. So you have less and less to fight against urges and things that might protrude into your day-to-day schedule or processes. When you're driving or traveling or when you're just out and about and you see that place that you really like, that restaurant you like, or the fast food that you like, every single billboard is just like a sign taking away your willpower because you got to actively say, no, I'm not going to stop there. No, I'm not going to pull up the McDonald's app. I understand. I understand what you're saying, Serena. I understand.
I don't do Netflix or Tubi or I don't do any of it. None of it. Never have. I have no extra medical except the basic Medicare. And they take out, I think right now it's like $185 a month. Sometimes I want to chuck that too. Just saying. I have no memberships to a gym or anything like that. And I have no outside entertainment. I entertain myself, guys. Why do you need entertainment?
You got the internet too.
No, my entertainment is free YouTube, going out on a walk, driving. In my book, I do have 11 pages in there, a free travel guide, every state in the country that I went to, and things that I saw along the way that were free. The only time I spent money was on Noah's Ark in Kentucky. And I also I got my yearly annual national park pass. Now I have the, I guess, lifetime. So I don't go to movies. That could change, but I've had other priorities. If you've been watching my sit and share Sunday or Saturdays, I don't know, I might change it to Sunday. I don't know. But anyways, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited that I can live below my means. It only took me 60 years. Well, you don't count when you're a baby and you're a toddler, but it only took me, how about it sounds better, since I was 20. It only took me 40 years to get it. When I was 60 years old and I hit the road as a nomad, I finally got it. If you can't afford to buy something with cash, then you can't afford it. You can't have it. That was my dad's motto. I didn't want to listen to my dad back then. I got caught up just like, I guess, many people do, right? Getting caught up in the better your credit score is, the more credit they offer you. Isn't that nice? Money trail. So, guys, do you live below your means? Do you live within your means?
He doesn't seem to be
What have you learned
struggling,
through the
right?
years?
A lot of people are
All right,
struggling
that'll
with these
be about the
budgets,
wrap for today.
but like she seems to be doing pretty good. I guess she's not paying on her house at all, or it's paid off already. It's a really nice, modern looking house, but that's like the biggest expense for most people, and then a car payment. Of course, she's not budgeting for the potential for a car to break down or something like that. But there are a lot of seniors working with even less every single month, month over month, less than $1,000 a month. Like this is kind of a high number for some people. Social Security, they get paid out. So if Social Security at all is a plan, and you're a younger person for you to like depend on in the future as your income, I'd suggest you start creating another plan. I'd suggest you get with me and we create a retirement plan for you or something, or go to someone, please, because $1,000 a month, I don't know. And at this point, we're living longer than ever before, meaning that your prime might not be in your 30s, 20s, 40s, 50s. And not to say that your prime, obviously your prime physical condition comes then, but I mean like the time that you can enjoy your life the most. You have kids, they graduate, they have kids, they leave you alone. Now you've just got your money and your time and the rest of your life to live. And maybe you retire, maybe you don't. Maybe you work a job that's remote now so you can have more freedom. But like, depending on where you're at or when you plan on retiring, being older might be the time that you get to experience the most freedom in your life comparative to now. A lot of people also had a lot of things to work through in life, just mentally and just in themselves, before they feel okay being completely free, freeing themselves from the limitations or the negative beliefs or the opinions of others that have controlled their lives up until a certain point. And once you reach that, that's when you have actual freedom. That's when you are actually free to go out and do what you want. Because even if you have money and you're attached to those things are holding you back. You can't really do what you really want to do, deep down in your core. Anyway, that's just me yapping. That's just some rambling. Y'all have a good day. And tell me what you would do if you had to survive on $1,000 a month. Tell me if it's even possible where you're at.